Well, hello everybody. I'm in the far west of Wales on my little Pembrokeshire tour. Yesterday I was in Tenby and today I'm in St Davids, and I don't quite know what to expect except to have heard about this amazing cathedral which I'm walking towards right now. And an even greater structure here on the left, which is now a ruin. Anyway, I'm going to go into the town first and just get my bearings. I've just arrived, going to get a coffee and just work out what I'm going to take a look at. But this is my first sighting of St Davids Cathedral, and I'll be back taking a closer look in a few minutes. Well, I'm up in the centre of the town now of St Davids, and it's quite an attractive West Wales town, but in fact it's not a town. It's a city, and it's a city because it has a cathedral, and despite the fact that there's only 1,400 inhabitants, it still has a city status. Now, isn't that amazing? So I'm sat here in the graveyard looking at the facade of this wonderful building. I hope the person I'm sitting on top isn't going to be too disturbed. Anyway, this is a cathedral dedicated to Saint David, who was born around 500 AD. He founded a monastic settlement on the banks of the river Alun in Pembrokeshire. The monastery became known as the House of David. He and his monks lived in austerity. They had no oxen to plough, no meat, beer, just bread, herbs, water and manual labour. St David became renowned as a preacher, founding churches across Wales, Brittany and southwest England. The site became a major cult centre, and by the 9th century It was famous, attracting pilgrims and Viking raids. Fancy inviting a Viking raid to come and visit you. After David's death in 589, a shrine was built at this cathedral. So in the 12th century, the Norman cathedral was built on the monastery site. By then, over 60 churches in Wales were dedicated to him. So the legacy is that St David is the patron saint of Wales, and his feast day is the 1st of March. Legend says he was born in a storm at nearby St Neon's, where a holy well still stands. The most famous miracle was at Ladue Boreae, where the ground rose under him, so the crowd could hear a white dove landing on his shoulder. So I'm going to go down now and take a look at the interior of the cathedral, and I'm guessing, but I will find out, that the building on the left that you can see is what's left of the monastery. Anyway, I'll go check it out. Well, the organisers told me there's a bunch of Canadians in this group and they're going to scramble down the rocks apparently and literally kind of swim around the rocks in the surf. I'll hang around just to see them go. And then I'm going to go back and show you the well, which is kind of special really. Didn't expect to come across this today. I'd only really planned to come to St Davids and check out the cathedral, which I'm sure you'll all agree is spectacular, considering there's only a population of 1,400 in St Davids. It really is a wonderful day, and you can see why people are drawn to the Pembrokeshire coast. Mind you, Cornwall has its attractions in terms of coastline as well, but this is really quite something. So I'm quite interested to see how they're all going to scramble down these rocks. It looks dangerous to me. They've got buoyancy aids and stuff, but no ropes that I can see.
This looks sketchy as fuck. I would just like down there. Nah. Yeah, you're dead. They will hop around these though. They will hop around eventually. Kind of want to look. Yep. And right. Don't fall. You know what'd be funny? You know what'd be really funny? No, and they came back up. That'd be really unfortunate. That's something.
Well, I'm here at St. Non. According to legend, 1,500 years ago, a young woman gave birth here, alone, while a thunderstorm rumbled around the cliff tops. She was protected in a shaft of golden light. In labour, she gripped the rock hard, so hard that she left finger marks behind. The rock split in two in sympathy. Later, a spring welled up to baptise the baby. Her name was Non, and her child was named David. The 6th century saints, St. Non and her son, St. David, are two of the greatest figures in Celtic Christianity. After raising David, Non sailed the ancient seaways to Cornwall and Brittany, where there are churches in her name. The Holy Well here was probably a sacred healing spring, even in prehistoric times, when nature was honoured. The Celtic saints shared their ancestors' love of nature, which survives in Wales to this day. So this is a really real surprise and a treat to come across a holy well, and beautifully preserved it is. So the spring emerges in a chamber with a low stone roof. You can reach a hand into the holy source. The water still flows. The water runs from a small basin under the 18th century stone vault into a square stone pool. Long believed to have healing properties, especially for eye ailments and children's illnesses. The water is said to be a cure for sore eyes, possibly also meaning insight and wisdom. In 1951, a statue of the Virgin Mary was placed looking down at the well. Well, this completes my tour of St Davids in West Wales, the magnificent cathedral, a little bit of the spectacular Pembroke coastal path, an unexpected delight to come across the Holy Well of St Non and this lovely hillside chapel. So thanks for watching. See you next time.